I am getting fried right now. It's like 80 degrees in my car. All right, guys, this is the new meta. I'm going in. It's round 3. I need to get caffeinated. The new meta for Starbucks. This is very healthy. Take a look at this.
Hi, welcome to Starbucks. What can I get started for you?
Yes, can I just get a tall iced coffee with almond milk and then the cold foam?
Yeah, do you still want it comes with like a classic. Do you still want that in there?
No. Honestly, just make it like half coffee, half cold foam.
Okay, let's do extra. You just want vanilla foam?
Yeah, just a lot of it.
Okay, and no classic. Anything else?
No, that'll be it.
All right, can I have a name for it?
Patrick.
All right, let's see it for 5 even, okay?
Thank you. Dude, these people are sniping me. These people, how is it $5 for a small? So this is what they gave me. I mean, I shoot loads bigger than this, man. I mean, come on, I'm asking for half and half. You're not giving me half and half. You're making me pay $5 for it, man. Extra. I need half and half. I'm gonna have to ask for 3/4 the next time, and maybe they'll do half and half then. Little status update here. All right, guys, so where are we? We are right here. So it's going to be Youngstown State, Delaware State. The goal is to finish all these little annoying round 1 games, but I didn't even think about it. I do believe, because this is just so massive, round 2 is actually going to be bigger than round 1. And it's taken me, this is the 3rd part of round 1. It's just unfortunate, but there's about 35 games. If you look, I can't even find it. There it is, right from there, all the way down there. Watch this, watch this. Yeah, well, that's it. I'm going to get to work on these, though. All right, here we go. Finishing round 1 today, and guys, we begin with an absolute mismatch, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say I think this Youngstown State team might actually go all the way and win this entire tournament. That's how good they are. They're taking on the 359th seeded Delaware State. 6-24, they're one of the worst teams in the tournament. The winner will take on San Jose State. Congratulations to them for receiving a bye. Who wins this game? And there it is, Youngstown State. You know what? Delaware State, they hung in there, they fought. But this Youngstown State team is an absolute superpower. Next, we have Cal Poly sitting at 8-29, taking on Rice. Both of these teams ranked outside of the top 200. The winner of this game will face Rutgers University, who received a bye in the first round. And it is going to be Rice coming back after being down in the first half to beat Cal by 5. So Rice will be moving on. Not really surprising there. The next matchup, it's going to be Albany versus Cornell. Cornell is one of the best offensive teams in college basketball. They are the heavy favorites. They're -17 going into this game. The winner will face South Alabama, who received a bye in the first round, surprisingly, but South Alabama was good. And this Cornell team, 46 points in the first half. It's so impressive. It's not even close. I think Cornell might be able to beat South Alabama. That's a great second round matchup. The next game, it's going to be Idaho State taking on Fairfield. This is a very even game. Both of these teams evenly matched. I would say Idaho State probably should be the favorites, but we're nitpicking here. We will see. And it is going to be Idaho State in a very close, competitive basketball game. That's what we want to see with these games. 68-64, lower scoring type game there. So the next game, I don't know why my iPhone just turned off, but the next game, Wagner, are you kidding me with this? No, I don't. Dude, I use Adobe. Let me tell you something. You need to not be selling people anything. Stop selling people stuff. How many times is my Adobe Premiere gonna crash? And you're trying to scam me out of money? It's not going to happen. All right, guys, it is going to be Florida Gulf Coast. What a seat. Oh, wait, this is 2016, 2017? Oh, come on with this, man. Well, where is Florida Gulf Coast? There they are. I don't know why it does that. I was going to say, man, there's no way Florida Gulf Coast. All right, that's more realistic. But guys, I'm telling you, this Wagner team, I was watching them in practice yesterday. It's impressive. I expect that they're going to throttle Florida Gulf Coast. I feel bad for Florida Gulf Coast because they were kind of the Cinderella. And guys, what can I say? Wagner, look at that second half. That's a really impressive game. We're seeing really competitive matchups. But when you have a team like Wagner, it's very obvious they will face Texas Tech, and I feel bad for Texas Tech. That's going to get ugly. Wagner is going to crush them. The next game, McNeese taking on Western Kentucky. We would expect Western Kentucky. They are 10-point favorites in this matchup. They should win, and they do control this game and win it, so Western Kentucky will move on. They will be facing Pittsburgh in the second round. Pittsburgh receives a first round bye. The next game, it's going to be Tennessee State taking on North Dakota State. North Dakota State, they were in their conference championship game, I believe, and they are the 11-point favorites coming into this matchup. The winner of this game will face Kansas State coming off that Elite Eight. I almost had it at home court, but it is a neutral site game. We would expect North Dakota State and a very high-scoring close game, but North Dakota State ends up holding on. Next, it's going to be Hartford, the independent team. They are the second worst team in this bracket. They are taking on Missouri State. The winner will face Colorado State. Hartford is ranked 362 out of 363 in this matchup. They are 25-point underdogs. Oh my God, we almost saw it. Missouri State hangs on, and what a performance by Hartford. Wow, that is crazy. They almost did it. Next, it's going to be Cal State Bakersfield coming into this game, taking on Howard University. Of course, Howard did make the NCAA tournament. The winner of this game will take on North Carolina, who did receive a first-round bye. And it's going to be Howard easily controlling Cal State Bakersfield. They will be moving on in that one. And then finally, we have Radford coming into this game against Copen State. Copen State, the heavy underdogs. The winner of this game will battle Hofstra, whatever that team is, guys. You know who I'm talking about. And Copen State, the big underdog. Oh, we get it. We get the upset. I was looking for this one, and Copen State does it. So this Copen State team is impressive. They will be moving on. That's a 4-point win there. I'm going to set up more matchups. All right, so the next game is going to be Sacramento State battling with Alcorn State. The winner gets UCLA, the number 3 overall seed in this tournament. Sacramento State, Alcorn State, very evenly matched game. 254 versus 259. We should see overtime maybe. And Alcorn State just says, you know what? We're going to make a statement. We're going to win that game. That's an impressive victory. That was one of the better games there on paper. The next game, it's going to be Loyola, Maryland, taking on St. Thomas of Minnesota. The winner will face VCU, Virginia Commonwealth, in the second round. I'm guessing St. Thomas wins it, and they do in a very back-and-forth, high-scoring affair. 87-82, St. Thomas of Minnesota moving on there. The next game we have, it's going to be North Carolina A&T taking on Pepperdine. Pepperdine coming into this game, even at 9-22, as the heavy favorites in this matchup. And it is going to be Pepperdine in a higher scoring game. After North Carolina A&T, they dropped a 50 burger in the first half, but you know what? We'll see you in the consolation bracket. The next game, it's Maine taking on Jacksonville. Maine is always horrible at basketball, I know that. The winner of this game will face FAU, Florida Atlantic, who is now in the Final Four in real life. So whoever wins this game, I feel bad for them. They're probably going to get crushed in the next round. And it is going to be Jacksonville defeating Maine. They will be advancing Jacksonville University. The next game, it's going to be VMI. VMI is one of the worst teams in the entire tournament, taking on UC Riverside. The winner will face Montana State, who was in the actual NCAA tournament as a 14 seed. VMI sitting as 20-point underdogs going into this game. And they pull off a shocking upset. VMI. Wow, what a win that is. This VMI team looks good, and I could see them beating Montana State very easily in the next round, because that was an impressive win by VMI by 10 points. The next game, it's going to be Tulsa taking on Rider. Tulsa coming into this game at 5-25. They are 9-point underdogs in this game. Can they pull off an upset? And they do. Tulsa University coming in at 5-25. If you're Rider, you had this game won, you were 10-point favorites, you were up by 6 at half, and then Tulsa says, you know what? We're just going to drop a 51 burger in the second half and move on. And they will take on Oregon in the second round. Oregon got a bye. Next, we have Monmouth coming in at 7-26, taking on UNC Wilmington. UNC Wilmington sitting at 22.5-point favorites in this matchup. The winner will face Princeton University, who had a Cinderella run in real life, so this will be interesting. We'll see. And it is UNC Wilmington winning this game. Very low scoring second half. That's a good defensive performance by UNC Wilmington. They will move on and face Princeton. The next game, it's going to be, here it is. This is the MAC showdown. Northern Illinois, Miami of Ohio. We're so used to this matchup. It's just the way it fell. The winner will take on Marquette in the next round. Big rivalry here, and it is Northern Illinois holding serve, winning this game, the MAC battle, in a close one against Miami of Ohio. Very competitive first half there. They kind of pulled away. The next game we do have, it's going to be Florida State University out of the ACC, not getting a bye, coming in at 9-23, the 206th seed in this tournament, taking on Binghamton, who comes in as the 307th seed. Florida State coming into this game as 10.5-point favorites. According to Vegas, the winner will take on Arizona State. And Florida State says, you know what? This is why we love this tournament. Yes, we might only be 9-23. Give us a chance. We can win the national title. We can beat all these number one seeds. That's a great start for Florida State. They face Arizona State in the next round, and I like them as slight favorites in that game. All right, if you're wondering, oh, come on with this. Fix your site. Fix your site. All right, if you're wondering, it cut off there because I accidentally had the wrong team in. So this is a new set of games, and I had to edit out the last one because it was the wrong matchup. It's actually Incarnate Word taking on Stenson, and Stenson is the big favorites in this one. Let me actually go back here and see where we're at. Yes, the winner of this game will take on BYU. Stenson, once again, the big favorites in this one, going up against Word. Oh my goodness. Wow. Stenson with one of the biggest statements of the first round. They drop an 100 burger on Incarnate Word. You gotta hate to see that, man. You really do. But you know what? That's a nice win. They will take on BYU. They've got a lot of momentum now. Next, we do have Wofford taking on Marist. Winner of this game will battle West Virginia University, who received the bye. This is a very even matchup, and it is Wofford winning this game in a close battle. Higher scoring first half, closer second half. They will move on, and they will battle West Virginia. Next, we have Southern University taking on LaSalle, and we expect LaSalle to win this game. The winner will advance. The winner will move on and battle Michigan University, who had a bye in the first round, and it is LaSalle coming out firing. Very high scoring first half. Southern scoring 40, but LaSalle with 53, and they end up winning by 17 points there. The next game, it's going to be Presbyterian, an under-the-radar team in this tournament at 5-27, taking on North Carolina Central. The winner of this matchup will take on Oral Roberts, who laid an absolute egg in the real-life tournament. But we will see what happens here. Presbyterian, big underdogs, and they get trounced by North Carolina Central by 30 points there. The next game we have, it's going to be California. So here it is, possibly the worst Power 5 team taking on UMBC. Was UMBC... I might have made an error. I don't know if UMBC was already in the top part of this bracket. But either way, listen, I'm fine with giving UMBC 2 chances because they beat us a 1 seed. They did beat Virginia, so they can get another chance. I don't know if they were in the top part or not. But whatever, guys. California, actually underdogs coming into this game. The winner will take on Texas University. And it is going to be California. You got to feel bad for Cal. You really do. 51-32 in the first half. UMBC will advance on to the second round. They will take on Texas. The next matchup, it's going to be William and Mary taking on Navy. The winner of this will take on UCF. Central Florida, they received a bye in the first round. And it is going to be William and Mary. That's a pretty big upset right there. They're outside of the top 300 in seeding, and Navy is 198. So Navy coming into this game as big favorites. William and Mary as a Cinderella upset win there. Next, it's going to be St. Francis of PA taking on St. Bonaventure. St. Bonaventure, the heavy favorites in this one. The winner will face New Mexico, who had a breakthrough season, and they had a bye. And it is going to be St. Francis of PA in a crazy second half comeback. St. Bonaventure, we're so used to seeing them in the tournament, but they're out early. They go home. They lose that one. The next game, it's going to be Jacksonville State and New Hampshire. The winner will take on Iowa State, who received a bye in round 1. And it is going to be New Hampshire defeating Jacksonville State. So New Hampshire will take on Iowa State in the second round. Next, we have Florida A&M taking on Georgia out of the SEC. So Georgia did not receive a bye in round 1. They just missed out on it, and they are heavy favorites in this game. Florida A&M, the 6th worst team in this tournament. The winner of this game will take on Vermont, who was a 15 seed in real life. And we would expect Georgia to win this game. They are 20-point favorites, and they do end up winning it after going up by 17 in the first half. Florida A&M keeps it respectable, but Georgia will be moving on there. And then we do have Texas Southern taking on Norfolk State. The winner of this matchup will take on Oklahoma State. We would expect Norfolk State to hold serve and win this game. And what a defensive performance by Norfolk State, holding Texas Southern to under 50 points. We're just going to have one more swath of games in round 1, and then round 1 is over. All right, this is it. The final 9 matchups of round 1. Pacific is battling Hampton. The winner of this game will take on Marshall. The Thundering Herd received a bye in the first round. I would expect Pacific to win. Wow. You want to talk about an annihilation. Hampton comes in. They're not playing around, and they crush Pacific. Pacific was 166. Hampton was 347. What just happened in that game? My goodness. The next game we have is USC Upstate battling Fairleigh Dickinson without a coach. Without a head coach. But no, we know Fairleigh Dickinson, we would think they would be heavy favorites in this matchup. They did beat Purdue. The winner of this game will take on St. Mary's University, and we would expect FDU to win, and they lose. USC Upstate says, you know what? We're better than Purdue. They're better than Purdue. They just proved it. They beat the team that beat Purdue. USC Upstate. Oh my God, it's so inspiring. Wow, they end up winning that game by 9 points. Next, we have Gardner-Webb taking on Alabama A&M. The winner of this game will take on Washington State, who received a bye in the first round. We would expect Gardner-Webb to be heavy favorites in this matchup. And it is an upset. Alabama A&M upsets Gardner-Webb in round 1. They have a huge second half, and they end up winning by 9 points. Next, we have Kansas City taking on UNC Asheville. One of the more lopsided round ones. We expect a massive blowout. UNC Asheville was a 15 seed in the actual tournament. They're 27-7. This is a 25-point spread. And Kansas City keeps it close, but UNC Asheville, they end up winning. They will advance to take on Sam Houston State. That's an interesting matchup. UNC Asheville takes on Sam Houston State. Next, we have Oakland taking on Portland State. Very evenly matched game. The winner will take on Auburn University, who received a bye in round one. And it is going to be Portland State. Wow. Winning this game, controlling the first and second halves, and very easily winning by 26 points in that one. And here we finally have it. The worst team. This is going to be the biggest blowout possibly of all time. Long Beach State. Number one in offensive tempo. They're coming into this game 40.5-point favorites against the 363rd seed LIU of Brooklyn. And this is going to be an absolute blowout. We expect Long Beach State possibly to win this game by 60 points. I'm not even kidding. They're going to win and they do end up winning. They end up winning. Long Beach State. I'm telling you guys, this is a good Long Beach State team. You know, they faced a bad team. They end up winning. They will face Iowa. Oh, no, not Iowa. They will face Southern Miss in the next round. Long Beach State is advancing. A little bit of a scare there. Next, we do have Boston University taking on San Diego. The winner of this game will face Iowa. This is the second to last game of round one, and it is San Diego winning that game by 10 points. They will be advancing. And then the final game of round one, all the way at the bottom of the bracket, it's going to be Holy Cross taking on Lipscomb. Lipscomb sitting as 17-point favorites in this game. The winner will take on Wake Forest. And it is going to be Lipscomb winning this game. They controlled it from the start, up by 20 points. Holy Cross at least made it respectable, but Lipscomb will be advancing. So that's going to do it for round one. Finally done. The first round. So that's how many games it was. It was like, what was that, 38 games? Something like that. It's 37, 38 games today. And the first matchup of the second round is going to be Houston taking on Niagara. What a random matchup that is. So that'll be the start of the second round. Houston, Niagara, Butler, Eastern Washington, Nova, Abilene Christian, Wisconsin, Buffalo, Virginia, Campbell, Nebraska, Boston College. You guys get the gist. That's how it's going to go.